Hi, this is Amy Romeo from the jewelry and craft making blog, amyromeo.com, and on this channel I teach fun and easy jewelry making and craft projects. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these really cute faux leather mermaid tail earrings with a Cricut. This is a great beginner project, and I've got the earring cut file, which is the pattern you need to cut these earrings out, on my blog in the resource library for you free. I'll leave a link in the description box so you know exactly how to grab that, so you can make this project right along with me. If you've been wanting to make faux leather earrings with your Cricut, but you've been a little intimidated or not sure where to start, then this is the video for you. So if you're ready to see exactly how to make these cute mermaid tail earrings, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Let's go over the materials I'll use for this project. I'm going to make these earrings with a Cricut Maker, but you could also use an Explorer Air 2 or a Cricut Joy. I'll link to other videos in the description that'll show you the specifics for those machines. You'll need a purple strong grip cutting mat, mermaid print faux leather of your choice, this is from Hobby Lobby, blue painter's tape, fabric glue, a 1/16 inch hole punch, or you can use a sharp tool like a weeding tool, craft scissors, earring hooks and jump rings, flat nose pliers, or ball ear wire hooks that don't require any tools. Now I'm going to show you how to bring the earring SVG cut file, which is the pattern for these earrings, into Cricut Design Space so you can cut out the earring shapes. And in the description box below, I'll leave a link and instructions on how you can grab that cut file for yourself. So I'm going to click on New Project and then Upload and Upload Image. And I'm going to browse for where I've downloaded the SVG cut file and unzipped the folder that it came in on my computer, and there's the SVG cut file there. I'm going to bring it into Design Space. We'll see a little preview here, and that looks good. So I'll hit Save and then click on it again to select it and click Insert Images, and that's going to bring the earring shapes into our canvas. I always like to drag up to the top left corner, and you can see 4 shapes are going to cut. 2 are going to cut from the front for the front, and 2 are going to cut for the back of the earring shapes, and they're all going to cut from the same material, the mermaid scale faux leather. So here, if you wanted to make them bigger or smaller, you could by clicking on this arrow, or you could go up here to the size box and change the size. But I'm not going to be changing the size, so I will go ahead and hit Make It. And since these earring shapes are all going to cut from the same material, we only have one mat to cut. And this is a very simple design. The only things we need to do on this screen is we want to hit the mirror button because faux leather cuts face down, so we need to mirror our material. And the other thing we want to do here is make a note of what size material we need to cut to put on our mat to cut out these shapes. So I'm going to need a rectangle of faux leather material a little less than 6 inches wide and about 3 inches tall. And that's it. We're going to hit Continue. Now we're going to select our material that we're going to cut, and the material setting I like to use for all 3 machines, the Maker, the Explorer, or the Cricut Joy, is faux leather paper thin. And if you have it already chosen as a favorite like I do, you'll see it here. You can just click it to select it, or you can click on Browse All Materials and type faux leather in the search box, and it'll pop up, and you can select it that way. And in the pressure setting here, I always like to choose more for cutting faux leather. That's just my preference. And I wanted to show you one more thing on this screen. If you forgot what size material you need to cut, you can always hover over the mat and you can get a zoomed in preview and figure out your material size that way. Now we're ready to prepare our mat and make our first cut. So I've already cut the mermaid print fabric to size. And I want to make sure when I place it on the mat that the little scalloped design is going the way I want it to. So I'm going to flip it over and put it face down in the top left corner of my mat and press it down really well. And now I'm going to tape it down with blue painter's tape on all sides. The blue painter's tape can be reused, which is great, so I just carefully peel it off when I'm finished cutting so I can use it again a few more times. Once your mat is all taped up, Then you load it into the machine by pressing the double arrows button, and then the flashing C button to start. This cut setting is an automatic double cut, which is nice, but sometimes it doesn't cut all the way through on the first pass. So I always like to double check the cut before I unload the mat. So I'll come in with my weeding tool and lift up a corner and take a look and make sure that it cut well. If it did, that's great, and if not, you can hit the C button and it'll cut again. But in this case, it cut well, so I'm going to hit the double arrow button and unload the mat and just peel up the shapes. Now I've got the earring fronts and the backs all lined up, and I'm just going to use small scissors and trim up any little loose strings or lint fuzzies that might be on the edges of the earring shapes. And then I'm going to match up the fronts and the backs before I glue. And I'm going to put some glue on the backs, and that's how the fronts are going to go. The glue that I'm going to be using is a fabric glue. It's called Art Glitter Glue. It doesn't have any glitter in it, and it dries clear. And I like that it has this little precision tip that screws on the top, so the glue comes out in really nice small areas. So I'm going to go ahead and just put glue all over the back. I want to get close to the edge, but not all the way to the edge if possible. If any glue seeps out once you've put the front to the back, it's not that big of a deal. You can wipe it away with your finger or with a damp paper towel, but I try not to make a giant mess. So I've got the glue on the back, and now I'm just going to match up the fronts and press them down. Then I'm going to lay them both flat to dry, and I'm going to put something heavy on top, like a heavy book, to help keep them flat and dry. So the final steps in assembling the earrings are punching the earring holes and also attaching the earring hooks. And I'm going to show you two different ways to do each of those tasks. So the first way I like to punch holes is by using a paper punch. This is a 1/16 inch hole punch, and it's called a paper punch, but I use it all the time for faux leather. It punches nicely through 2 layers, so I just go ahead and line it up, punch, and then for the second earring, I line it up with the first earring so that I can punch the hole in exactly the same spot. Now if you don't have a paper punch or an earring hole punch like this, you can always use a sharp tool, like your weeding tool, and poke the hole that way. You want to put it on a flat surface, have something underneath it that's thick, maybe a piece of wood or some scrap paper, and press down on one side and press down on the other side to make your hole. So now that we have both the earring holes, I want to show you a couple different ways to put on earring hooks. So this is an earring hook called a ball wire earring hook, and the great thing about it is it doesn't require any tools. You basically slide on your earring shape and it drops down to the bottom, and you've got an earring. So let me show you how that works. Basically thread it through, pull it down, and that's it. But if you want to use traditional shepherd hooks, those need to be attached with jump rings, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first step is we need to turn the bottom of the earring hook, the direction of the earring hook, so that the earrings will hang straight. So this is the way the earring hook comes, and we need to turn the bottom hook sideways so that the earrings will hang straight. And I'll show you how to do that. So by holding the earring hook firmly in your thumb and forefinger on one hand, and then with flat nose pliers, gripping the loop on the other hand, you just, let me go this way, you just turn the earring hook sideways, and now it's facing in the right direction. And to attach the jump ring, this is a 6mm size jump ring. I like this size because it lets the earrings dangle freely and flow. There's a little opening in the top of the jump ring. I like to have that pointing up, and then I use 2 pairs of pliers, one on each side, grip, and just with one wrist, twist open to open up the loop. And then I'm gonna put on my earring hook, my earring mermaid tail, and the earring hook. And you wanna pay attention to what direction your earrings are hanging before you put the hook on. But it's easy enough to undo if you make a mistake. So there's the first one. The second one, I already have this jump ring open, and I'm just going to slide it on and attach the earring hook. And let me see if I can show you. Just twist right back the opposite way. And that's it. These simple and easy mermaid earrings are complete. I hope you liked that project and you saw how easy it was to make faux leather earrings with a Cricut. And if you want to see more fun and easy jewelry and craft making projects like this one, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.